I had a rand for every time I've been asked this question, I would have many rands. How's it, people? So like I said, I've been asked this question a million, gazillion, million, trillion times. So you want to know how to come to Korea and do what I'm doing. Well, you're in luck because today I'm gonna tell you exactly what to do to get here. Have you got a pen and paper ready? You don't? Well, that's okay. Just, watch the video again. Alright, so before I start this video, I should mention two things. Number one, I'm going to focus on EPIK because that is the organization I work for and I'm familiar with, so that's the one I'm going to focus on. The other thing is, I'm not going to go into too much detail because this video cannot be 100 minutes long. All the information I give you anyway is from the EPIK website, which I'm going to obviously link in the description. But yeah, basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through the essentials, the basics, and give you a few tips here and there. God damn it, I'm nice. Okay, so the first thing you need to do, you need to make a decision about whether you really want to do this. Because firstly, it's a whole year away from home, away from mommy and daddy and Nan, your friends Susie and Jack, and your pet Spot. And you're not only just moving down the road, no, you're moving continents. You're going to Asia, where the culture is probably the complete opposite of yours. You need to know for sure whether you're in this. The next thing you need to do is visit the EPIK website. EPIK, which stands for English Program in Korea, is a public school program which you essentially will work for. Go and scour that website. That website has everything you need to know about EPIK, about the process of getting here, the exact timeline, how long everything takes, about life in Korea. It's got everything. So the first thing you're going to do when you get to their page is you're obviously going to look at the requirements to see if you are eligible. Did I ever mention that I'm an English teacher? Basically, to see if you fit the bill to come and teach in Korea. I won't go through all the requirements, but I will go through the two most important ones in my opinion. And that is, number one, you need to be a citizen of a country where English is the primary language. That includes Australia, New Zealand, Ireland, the UK, the USA, Canada, and South Africa, of course. Now, if you are South African, listen up. For many, many years, EPIK said all South Africans can come. But now, EPIK has realized that actually, South Africa has 11 official languages. So now they've introduced a new rule. If you are South African, you've got to prove that 10 years of your schooling was conducted in English. You've got to get a letter from your primary school, high school, from admin or your principal stating that the language of instruction of that school is English. Just by the way, this letter is really easy to obtain. When I first came, I didn't have to do that because I first came in 2011, but I recently went home and came back and then had to apply again, so I had to get this letter, and it was really easy. I went to my primary school after many years, and surprisingly that principal is still at that school. That's quite shocking, but he was very kind about it. He wrote up the letter very quickly and he gave me the letter. The next requirement that I will talk about is the bachelor's degree. You've got to have at least a 3-year bachelor's degree. Your degree can be in any field. Like I have a degree in journalism, but if your degree is not in the education field, you're going to have to do a TEFL, TESOL, or CELTA. I did a TEFL, and I think it's a minimum of 100 hours you've got to do. You're going to play the waiting game a lot during this whole process. So you're going to have a lot of time just like waiting for, I don't know, waiting for documents, waiting for people to get back to you, waiting for your documents to get to EPIK. You're gonna do a lot of waiting, so you're gonna have a lot of time to get your TEFL, TESOL, CELTA done. Also, you just remember that you've got to do it. I don't think they will let you sign the contract without it being done. So remember that if your degree is in education, you don't need to do the TEFL, TESOL, whatever. Okay. After you've read the requirements and you are all set to go because you've checked all the boxes, well then you need to go and apply. You will find an application form on the website. You're going to fill that out. I think you also need 2 letters of recommendation, then a photo of yourself, just showing your face and your shoulders. And you're going to send those off. Now, you can apply in 2 different ways. You can either go directly through EPIK, or you can go through an agency. If you go directly via EPIK, it's a lot faster, just because with an agency, you're working through a middleman. But my suggestion to you, if you are new and if you're doing this for the very first time, go through an agency, because they treat you like a baby and you kind of want that. I want that with my first time. That's why I went through an agency for my very first time. They do everything with you step by step, and your stress level is just way lower. There are agencies working with EPIK. You will again find that on the website. If you are from a country that's not South Africa, go check out the agencies in your country working with EPIK. I can tell you, if you are South African, I will only recommend Goldkey Education. You will come across a guy called Cliff. He is super helpful and super kind, and he will just make your entire process of getting to Korea smooth as a baby's bum. Also, please, guys, if an agency is asking you for money, just say bye. Go and check on the website. There's a list of all the legit agencies that are working with EPIK. Once you've decided whether you're gonna go directly with EPIK or via an agency, you're going to schedule a Skype interview. Like, I can tell you, don't be nervous about it, but you're going to be nervous about it naturally. Just relax yourself, remind yourself that this is not the end of the world. Just keep in mind that they are just wanting to get a feel for you, get a feel for your character. They're trying to sense whether you're an adaptable person, whether you can indeed do this for a whole year. I also think that they're checking on how you speak and how you will be in a classroom environment. That's very important for second language speakers. If you speak too fast, or if your voice is very muffled and unclear, that's not ideal for a second language speaker. So it is very important to speak slowly, speak clearly, not too slowly like a robot. Don't forget to wear something smart for your top half. Forget your bottom half. They're not going to ask you to stand. So just make sure your top half looks good and looks professional. And don't forget to smile. Every interview I've done was about 30 minutes. That sounds like a long time, and it is a long time, but it goes quite fast. You're just so engrossed in like listening to the interviewer and like answering the questions that you don't even know time goes so fast. Now, once the Skype interview is done and you've heard news back that you've passed, congratulations! The next step is the collection of all the documents and sending the documents to EPIK or your agency. I'm not going to go through all the required documents. It's obviously all listed there, but I'm going to just give you a few tips about some of them. The apostille copy of your degree and the apostille copy of your police clearance certificate, or your PCC. I don't know what it's like in other countries, but I know what it's like in South Africa to get those documents, okay? It's, a bit of a mission, and that's, sugarcoating things. So, my suggestion to you is do not do those documents by yourself. I'm going to give you 2 companies to go and check out on Facebook. The first one is Docs for Expats. The second one is DOCASSIST for South Africans worldwide. These 2 companies will help you get those documents. They will organize everything and then they will send it to you. No problem. Obviously, at a fee, but just do it. Just do it if you want things done on time. Because here's the thing about this entire process. The longer your documents take to get to them, the longer they take to process your application. It's kind of like a first come, first serve thing. So your placement depends on when your documents get to them. So time is of the essence. And I know in South Africa we take our own sweet time to do anything. So my suggestion is pay the monies. Pay the monies. The other thing is your passport photo. I suggest that you get quite a few of those done, like 6 possibly, because you will need quite a few of those. You will need it for the application, you will need it for the visa, you will need it to make your ID in Korea. So make quite a few of your little passport photo thingies. Once all your documents are done, don't forget to make copies of all your documents, because it's just good, to have copies of stuff. And then once that's done, you're going to send all your documents to either EPIK or your agency, and then that's when the waiting game starts, because they're going to review all your documents, give it the yay or the nay. In that time, you can start with your TEFL, or you're going to watch as many vlogs as you can on Korea and on EPIK. Watch all my videos. That's basically what I'm trying to say. And speaking of waiting, that's another thing I didn't touch on. This process, it takes, I'm gonna be real with you now, it takes about 5 months. So yeah, be prepared for this 5-month process of getting here. And yeah, they're happy with your documents, then they send over the contract and other documents to apply for your visa, and then you're going to apply for your visa, and then you're going to wait for your visa, and then you're going to get your visa, and then you're going to pack and go to Korea. And that's it really. Something to remember. Again, I'ma sit you down and be real with you, because I'm a good friend. This whole process, it's costly. It's all the little things that add up. The visa, it costs money. Posting things. You gotta have $1,000 to start you off, because obviously you're not gonna get paid until the first month is over. So you need to survive for the first month. And then of course you gotta pay for your plane ticket to get here. You think you're gonna teleport to get here? Nah-uh. But just remember, for the plane ticket you will be reimbursed, but only later when you get to Korea. You've gotta have that money initially to pay for your plane ticket. That's about it. I can't think of anything else. I guess the last thing I will say is, do not be put off by this process. I know it is such a daunting process, but it is so worth it, because the experience you will have here, the adventures you will have here, you can't put a price on it. I promise you. Why do you think I've been here for almost 6 years? You think I'm here because it's not worth it? No, brah. Be patient, and before you know it, you will be here in August having good times. If you want me to go more in depth with anything that I've mentioned, let me know. And yeah, if you thought the video was helpful, give it a like. Don't forget to follow me on all the social media. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. And don't be selfish. share this video with other people who are thinking of coming to Korea in August. And I will see you next week for, let's be honest, probably a rant about my singleness on Valentine's Day. I'ma just be real with myself for a moment. See you there! Goodbye!